And so on its face, it isn't a valid story, and it isn't the kind of story that speaks well of us as a profession, or is helpful when we're beginning to talk about very real issues like gang violence. Which
there are lots of things in the community that could be legitimately framed that way. This just wasn't one of them.
Sure.
Novell isn't a gang member, hasn't been a gang member. There's no evidence of any gang activity. That's also true of other folks on our staff. So this was not a story, it could have been a story about re-entry folks or folks who have done some things in the past that they would change, or that they're working to improve their circumstances in life. That could have been a story. Could have been a story about expanding the vote in communities of color. Could have been a story about the police chief and the mayor all in one place in North Minneapolis, together from one. There's a million different ways to spin it. There's just no trace of gang activity anywhere to be seen. And I think that's one of the things that's so ironic about this story, is of all the things that could have been pulled to try to create a story.
That when you realize that you've made a mistake, you correct it. It's really, we're here not because they made a mistake, but because they kept holding to it, right?
A form of violence, frankly, when a publicly FCC-licensed organization like KSTP is allowed to frame a story that criminalizes people with racial undertones, and does it on community airwaves and public airwaves, it's a form of violence.
Journalists as a group are very, very thin-skinned. They invest themselves in their stories. They work very hard on their stories. They're usually proud of the work they do, and they really don't like to be criticized. So I think that, while, again, social media and even just digital publishing has made that whole process much more interactive than it used to be, and in some respects that's good, the fundamental human nature has not changed. And I think for most reporters, if I were an editor in that situation, I would be encouraging them to take a beat or two or three or four before they respond to that angry tweet.
I think social media has allowed people to weigh in from where they're at in their personal orientation in life and make a decision about how they felt about this particular issue. And the overwhelming response from people who were everybody from celebrities to organizers to journalists and soccer moms all had a pretty strong reaction. It was all very similar.
Okay.